Hello, it is me, Music 1AC, Angelica Collado. I'm here with a song discussion. So, in my last video, I believe I spoke to you guys about my song Home. Again, I write all my songs. So, this is another song of mine that I wrote, and it's titled Tears. And then, after I sing this song, like I normally do, I'm going to discuss it. I recently sang, um, I recently sang this song on Instagram, but I didn't discuss it there. So if you really want to, follow me and, follow me on Instagram then. So that way you guys can, get my other videos. So I'm going to discuss the song Tears after I sing it. And I prepared all this stuff for it. And, because, I don't know, I just thought a lot about this song. There's like a lot of poetry in it. That's what I feel. So I wanted to discuss like as much as I can. There, I went like for some reason each line for line. That's just how it happened. But okay, so here it goes. Right. I'm going to be singing Tears, and I have my track right here playing on my phone. And all right, here it goes. I'm logical as I let them show. Each one is light as a feather. Pains only last long enough to remember the reason why they have fallen. And even after they have tried, I can't believe how you tried. Go ahead and make me cry. Go ahead and give it a try. Be aware these tears may drown you. When it rains, it pours. Go ahead and make me cry. Go ahead and give it a try. Be aware these tears may drown you. When it rains, it pours. Some may enjoy to see my pain, assume that it's one way when it's another. Either way, I vow that I will keep it all in my mind. With your permission, I now resent you for all that you have done. Adjusting to distress behavior, emotions show how you've won. The tears don't hurt me like they used to hurt me. These tears don't hurt you like they should. It's your fault. I treat you as though you have said you're sorry. I should punish you with your guilt and shame. I regret allowing you to get close. I assumed your intentions. I realized how they're always the same. Now my feelings have been evoked. Go ahead and make me cry. Go ahead and give it a try. Be aware these tears may drown you. When it rains, it pours. Go ahead and make me cry. Go ahead and give it a try. Be aware these tears may drown you. When it rains, it pours. I never wanna dry my eyes. It's not easy for the tears to start falling. Trace my water trails. Time will tell without stalling. You learn the joy a single tear can bring you when you've been deprived. Tears are made of unresolved emotions, and for you, I really saw the blame. I've forgotten how there's always a tomorrow. The sun will set as it's risen. But today, my world is at a standstill in this masquerade. Go ahead and make me cry. Go ahead and give it a try. Be aware these tears may drown you. When it rains, it pours. I used to want want you near, but now the happiness I seek with you cannot be found. You don't deserve forgiveness. Move on somehow. Okay, that is my song Tears. And okay, so let's start talking about it. I wanted to say how originally well, at the time I was trying to write this song and I was feeling like a lot of emotions and I couldn't get it all out. I felt like I wanted to cry and I didn't know how. I couldn't get it out. And so I wanted the song to be about crying, and because I've had this problem for a long time, this crying issue of mine. Like sometimes I want to cry and I can't, and sometimes even while I'm crying it's hard for me to continue and I'll stop even though I want to keep going. And sometimes I'll be distracted or something will stop me, or I will think that somebody's watching me or is gonna see me or something like that, and then I'll stop crying. So I had that, I had this problem for a long time. And so while I was feeling this, I was thinking to myself, maybe this is what the song should be about, because I felt like stuck and I didn't, this is what I was feeling so much that I just was like, this is what the song should be about. But so I was like, it's going to be about maybe like having to drag it out or like appreciating your tears and how that feels. And, because I wanted to talk about, the good side of crying. Like, even though it may seem like a bad thing, there's also a lot of good that comes from it, like your lessons, or, you're just releasing your emotions, or, like someone like me who doesn't really cry that often, and then boom, bam, there you go, I'm crying, and it's like, oh, thank God, like the rain. And so I wanted the song to be like about that, more or less. And, yeah, so then one day I just started, eventually I was able to cry, and I was crying about something, and then I, needed to vent it out. So instead of journal writing, I voiced it out, like, like a voice memo. So I like was voice it was like a voice journal, you can call it that. So instead of a written journal, it was a voice journal, and I'm like talking to myself like, oh, I can't believe like all this is going on, and like, whatever the case may be. And then so after that, I just took what I liked about, what I said, and then translated it into a song. So that's really how I came about that. um so yeah, that's normally like what happens with my songs. Like I start off with like one idea, and then it just leads off to the other. Leads off to something more. So it was like at first it was going to be about having that feeling stuck in you, and then it's turned into like more about having somebody do that to you, and like you're here crying about this person hurting you. So and yeah. So let's start. Let's continue. Verse 1 is, I'm logical as I let them show. Each one as light as a feather. And so if you didn't know the title, you would listen to this and you would have to like guess, oh, what's the song is about. So it's and it's funny because if the song is titled Tears, so what could it possibly be? But if you didn't know it, you would have to guess, right? And let's see. So it starts off, I'm not irrational. I'm not irrational. I'm crying for a good reason, and I need to cry it out. And it's kind of like, poetry, because even though each tear is like as light as a feather, each one holds so much weight, and there's a lot of, there's a reason behind each one. And there's a heavy reason. There's a heavy reason for each tear that falls. And yeah, so the beginning phrase allows you to take a guess if you didn't know the title. So I wonder if you didn't know the title, which I told you guys already. I mean, I wonder what it could have been, right? So okay, the next line is, the stains only last as long enough to remember the reason why they have fallen, and even after they have dried, I can't believe how you tried. And this line is like similar to like a fresh wound that stings, and you can remember the reason why you're crying as long, well, You cry as long as you can remember that feeling of pain, like when you have a cut and it stings at first, but then once it's gone, it's like, you don't feel it anymore. And then when it's all over, you forget and you forgive easily, just as easily as the tears dry. Sometimes you forgive that person who was hurting you or made you cry without even realizing it, just as fast as those tears dry. Um, but then I wanted to say, how I've noticed how you treat me. Like I've noticed how you tried to hurt me. And yeah. Then the chorus is here and it goes, go ahead and make me cry, go ahead and give it a try. Be aware these tears may drown you. When it rains, it pours. And so I'm saying here, it's not easy to make, because it's not easy to make me cry. I have this problem with the crying. And so I'm saying, yeah, go ahead, give it a try, make me cry. I don't mind because I have this problem with crying. So I enjoy it. Also it's saying, I can hurt you too. You think that I can hurt you the same way that you're hurting me, and I can get you with the karma that you deserve for this. Um, and yeah, so just know that you're gonna suffer too with these tears that I'm crying because of you. And okay, and now here we go. Then the next verse is, some may enjoy to see my pain, assume that it's one way when it's another. Either way, I vow that I will keep it all in my mind. So some people, they enjoy seeing you in pain, right? Some people want you to cry. Some people want to hurt your feelings. And or sometimes wait, hold on. Yeah. So some enjoy hurting you, and sometimes they assume the worst. So like you could be crying for like a good reason, or you could be crying for something awful, but they don't know why you're crying, but they assume the worst. So it's like, you want to see me in this pain, and I know it, so I'd rather not express it to you. This person who benefits off of my tears and my pain, I'd rather keep it to myself. And then it's like misery loves company in a way, but it's ironic because I'm the one that's crying and I'm not bringing this person down. They're trying to bring me down. Um, and yeah, you have to protect yourself from those kind of people. Sometimes when we cry, we like to cry to another person, and you never know if you could really trust someone, and it's such a personal thing to do. And you really have to be careful with who you express that to, and protect yourself. So in this situation, if somebody is hurting you and you've noticed that they, want to hurt your feelings or whatever the case may be, and you have to protect yourself and your thoughts and your emotions, and you shouldn't share that with anyone, because you have to be careful to that extent sometimes. Um, and yeah, you can't recover from your tears and your emotions with somebody who's trying to manipulate you and your feelings. So that's that line. And this is verse 2 now, right? Okay. Now the next line is, with your permission, I now resent you for all that you have done. Adjusting to distress behavior, emotions show how you've won. So let's see. You knew what you were doing when you tried to hurt me, and now I blame you for So now, okay, so you knew what you were doing when you tried to hurt me, right? You gave me permission to feel this way for you now because it was your fault. You purposely tried to hurt me. You gave me that permission. You knew what you were doing, and there are consequences to your actions, and this is one of them. So you gave me that permission to feel like this. You didn't care, what was going to happen afterwards. um, and then I wrote, distress behavior, in case anybody is wondering, it's like crying. It comes from feelings of being overwhelmed, hopelessness, worrying. It can cause you to have difficulty thinking or remembering and sleeping too much or little. It can also be a feeling of guilt without a clear cause. So maybe this person hurting me is going to be suffering from distress behavior soon, right? And let's see. I'm just gonna pause it for a second. Let's just go on to the next line. Um, the next line is, the tears don't hurt me like they used to hurt me. These tears don't hurt you like they should. It's your fault. And there's two ways to look at it. So I've been through this before with you, and it doesn't hurt as it used to, right? Because it's like I've noticed that this person is trying to, put me down or hurt my feelings or whatever the case may be. I've noticed it and it doesn't hurt anymore. Like I've been through this already. I've been through this more than once with you, and so it doesn't hurt as much. Then, because I'm realizing that you're intentionally hurting me, so I'm getting stronger. And now the other version, the other way of looking at it is saying that these tears don't hurt me like they used to hurt me because of my outlook on crying. So I have a different outlook on my tears now. So before I felt like it was a more painful experience, but now, with my crying problem, I see it more of a good thing because I appreciate my tears, each one that falls. And you can imagine being deprived of crying for a long time, and imagine being deprived of water. Even though it's a very it's a big necessity, but you can imagine anything, and like you're without it for a very long time, and then you're going to want it next time, you like a bag of chips, right? You crave a bag of chips, and next time you have it, you're like, it's so good. I can't believe I'm finally having a bag of chips. So it's like it's the same thing with your tears. After you're crying for a long, not crying, being able to cry, you're like, wow, it feels good. And let's see, you're not as sorry as you should be, even though you're to blame. So that's the other part where I say they don't hurt you like they should. Like seeing me cry isn't hurting you um as good as it should. Like what's wrong with you? Like why would you do something like that to me? With that emotional abuse, because that's what it is. Somebody trying to hurt you and make you cry is emotional abuse, whatever it can be, being mean or putting you down or whatever it is, if it makes you feel sad, and it's not, it's coming from someone else, that's what makes it the abuse part. And I was gonna say, like, I imagine when I was younger, and I used to just cry, 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 and whenever I needed to, and it was just like, oh, I don't want to cry anymore. But then, because you feel like it's a bad thing, and you can just cry so easily. I used to just cry so easily, like whatever, if I needed to, it would just fall off my face. Um, but then after having this problem, I'm just like, oh my God, like all I want to do is cry. And like, it's also about just understanding the importance of your lessons. You know what I mean? Like, you could be crying because like your boyfriend broke up with you or something, but it's like, yeah, like I found out he cheated, like, or you could be crying like, and now it's over, now I'm single, like, like you take those tears and you turn them into a good thing, you appreciate them for what they're worth, and you never know, you might have this problem later on in life, you never know, right? It could happen to you. So it's like, it's not just with tears, but it's funny because you can not appreciate something so small like tears, So you can imagine all the little small things that are precious and they mean so much. And it's like kind of like, oh, you don't realize what you have until it's gone. So it's like you don't realize, what your tears are worth until you don't have them anymore. Um, the next line is, I treat you as though you have said you're sorry. I should punish you with your guilt and shame. So you forgive and you forget sometimes, as if though this person is sorry, and instead you should treat them how they deserve to be treated, right? Because they don't deserve they don't deserve your forgiveness. And this person should suffer. This person should suffer for what they did to you, and you should treat them, they should suffer with the way they deserve to be treated, and they don't deserve forgiveness. Um, then the intro to the chorus is, I regret allowing you to get close. I assumed your intentions. I realized how they're always the same. Now my feelings have been evoked. And sometimes we can let our guard down with people. We allow them to hurt us, even though we don't mean to, right? We assume that they want to get close to us, help us, whatever the case may be. But in reality, they just want to harm you. They just want to hurt you. They just want, feel power over you for whatever reason that might be. And so you have to realize what they're doing to you, and you have to find a way to keep them out of your life, protect yourself, and thinking, and then you're thinking about this, could this person be doing this to me? This person is doing this to me, and oh, my feelings have been evoked, now I want to cry again. And so then it comes the chorus, right? Then verse 3 is where I'm really convincing you that I really do enjoy my crying. I really do enjoy my tears. And it starts off by saying, I never want to dry my eyes. It's not easy for the tears to start falling. Trace my water trails. Time will tell without stalling. So I never want to stop crying, right? I told you guys, because I enjoy my tears. It's not easy for me to cry. So, if you can make me cry, go ahead, because I want to. I want to cry. And so I never, don't don't uh don't think you're hurting me so much, because I actually want to cry, and I enjoy crying because I've been deprived. I know how it feels not to cry. And if you were to check my history, my past history, every time I ever cried, you would immediately know how honest I was being with you when I say that I don't cry so easily. Or that I'm actually crying and I'm not lying. Either one. And now you can learn the joy now the next line is, you can learn the joy a single tear can bring you when you've been deprived. So, like I said before, you don't know what you have till it's gone. And now I'm able to appreciate my tears for what they're worth. After my crying deprivation, I understand that, I understand what my tears are worth. So that's why, you think you're hurting me, but not as bad as you wish. And now the next line is, tears are made of unresolved emotions, and for you, I released all the blame. So this one I want to read word for word. So you can think of like anger. Think of anger. Tears are made of unresolved emotions. So think of anger. You get so mad and you express it negatively with yelling. That might happen, right? So it's the same thing with your tears, because you're feeling an emotion with crying, sadness or crying, whatever. You're feeling an emotion, and instead of resolving the problem in a constructive way, healthy way, your water droplets are just coming out of your eyes. So these tears that we're crying, they're like build up emotions that were not addressed or expressed. So that's what the unresolved emotions are. So they were never addressed or expressed, and they built up to this point where the only way that you feel that you're able to express this emotion is with water from your eyes. And so, it's not constructive. It's not something positive, you see? And that's how overwhelmed with the emotion that you are, that your body is affected by releasing those tears through your eyes, So I hope I made that sense. I hope that made that clear. So, so even though we're taught to think that crying is a good thing, that it's normal, it's natural, but in reality, it's actually not as good as it is, because of this reason. It's like yelling with anger. You scream because you're so mad. And that's not a good thing. So you're so upset that the only thing that you're doing is the tears falling from your eyes. That's how, your body is feeling that stress so much that the droplets are coming out of your eyes. And so it's not a positive thing, and it's a sad thing that we're not taught how to really express our sadness or emotions appropriately. If you maybe think back to like when you're a kid or something, and you know, you're like taught that your feelings or emotions are not really, you know, they like get brushed off, you know, or they make you feel like it's silly or it's not really important, or even that it doesn't really make sense. But in actuality, you know, your feelings are important. So we're taught kind of from young that not to value our feelings. We were all taught that they're not important or that they're silly. Get overlooked, and it may seem as if they will we might be told that they're kind of nonsense. So it's like part of the reason why we're not taught how to properly express sadness well, right? Because if you think about it, like sometimes you're crying, you might not even really understand why 100%, and it's just like, oh my God, I feel so stressed or I feel overwhelmed and I'm just so upset, and you don't even realize it. You see, so all that time has built up that feeling in your body, and you know, you release it with these tears. So it's actually not such the best way to go about it. I hope I'm hoping I'm explaining this well. And then I'm saying I released all the blame onto you. So I'm crying, I'm upset, but I realized your intentions. You wanted to hurt me. You wanted to put me down, and but I don't. The blame isn't on me. It's on you because you're at fault for the problem that we're having. Let me just pause. I want to see if I explained it well enough. Hold on. I'm hoping that I explained it well, but I guess I know where I messed up because I said one part before the other. So let me just read it again, okay? Okay, so the line is tears are made of unresolved emotions, fear release all the blame. So tears and crying are built up emotions that were not addressed or expressed, and when you're not able to express them well enough, you express it with these tears. Think of anger. You get so mad that you express it negatively, like with yelling. It's the same thing because you're feeling an emotion, and instead of resolving the problem in a constructive way, in or healthy way, you're instead these water droplets are instead coming out of your eyes, and that's how overwhelmed with the emotion that you are. Um, that's how overwhelmed with emotion that you are because your body is being affected and releasing the emotion through your eyes. So maybe that I read that better. Okay. And so yeah, that's what I was saying, that we're not really taught how to express it better. Like with anger, you're taught how to express anger appropriately before you get to that point. But we don't have that with crying and sadness. We're just taught that that's the way to do it when you're sad, right? Or overwhelmed to that extent. So that's what it is. I wanted to explain that because I realized that, and I just thought that that was, you know, that's amazing. That's what tears are, and that's actually, it's not such a good thing, to cry. There's a better way to deal with that kind of thing. But at the same time, I have crying desperation. That's all. That's all I want to do. Um, but even though I'm crying, the blame is on you. See, that's the thing. Um, and you deserve. You know, yeah, I'm realizing that it's your fault. Your intentions are no good, and you know, it's you. I gotta get rid of you because you're the blame. That's it. And now the next line is, I've forgotten how there's always a tomorrow. The sun will set as it's risen. But today, my world is at a standstill in this masquerade. And that is the intro to the chorus, right? And so I don't need to be upset at this person. Tomorrow's another day, right? I don't have to say and there's a feeling. And also, like, I'm stuck with the crying thing, getting interrupted and I'm not able to fully cry. I don't have to stay there and be like, oh, I'm going to cry, cry, cry. I don't have to go through that. Tomorrow's another day. I don't have to force it out. Life moves on and it keeps going. Everything will work out. The problem will be resolved. But right now I'm stuck dealing with this fake person. I'm stuck dealing with um, I'm stuck dealing with my emotions, right? Uh, wait, hold on. But even though all of that is true, right? That tomorrow's another day. I need to feel this emotion now. I need to deal with what I'm feeling. And now the ending phrase, I used to want you near, but now the happiness I seek with you cannot be found. You don't deserve forgiveness. Move on somehow. And so, with with me realizing your intentions, I have to. I can't seek my happiness with this person because this person isn't making me happy, and I my my life and happiness won't flourish with this person. I need to, so it's not with you. Wait, hold on. I mean, usually I just go off, I think about what I'm going to say and then I just talk about it. But this time I did it differently. Okay. I will not find my happiness with you, and I will not participate in your games of emotional abuse. My happiness won't flourish with you. Um, and yeah, so normally, let's see. The song is about being in a situation of somebody intentionally and purposely hurting you. And we said it's emotional abuse. Okay, you know what it is? When I was trying to make this video, it took me such a long time because I didn't know how to. I was like, I didn't know exactly what I want to say. There's so much I wanted to say, so I had to do it this way because it felt better for me. Um, and I'm not used to doing it like this because normally I just talk. Let's talk. Okay, so the song is about being in a situation of someone intentionally hurting you. This emotional abuse and going through those feelings and that distressed behavior like crying, and being able to look at it in a good way, handling it in having a good outlook on it instead of a negative one, because it really can um, alter the outcome, of dealing with this person or not, or rising from your tears after being put down. You can move on if your outlook on it is different. And it's also kind of like making a joke about it in a sense by saying, "Oh, you want to hurt me, but you can't because I'm so positive to the point that I love the simple things in life like crying. And so go ahead, make me cry. You know I have this problem, but the person who will be hurting the most at the end is the person with the bigger problem, which is you, because you have this emotional abuse issue, And so, yeah, that is what the song is about. That is, I never did it this way, line for line, but I feel like there's a lot of poetry in it, like I said. And so, yeah, I love this song. I love the melody. And I hope that you enjoyed this song. Right now, let's see, of course, more music. I'm not going to give up. Like I said, I'm still, pursuing this no matter what I do in life. I'm always going to be writing music and putting it online. So I'm not going to quit. And I feel like that's what it is. Like, I feel like I feel like the pressure of the world telling me to stop, stop, quit, 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 or don't continue, like, because when I'm writing the songs, I feel like they're a lot harder than it used to be before. Not that, my skills are going down, but I feel like that writer's block. If anything, I and my songs are getting better, right? I like the song the best, for many reasons. But I feel that writer's block, and you know, it's a struggle, and that's what happens, right? When you pursue the career and you have people trying to stop you, but no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going because this is my love, right? And so yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you like the song and what it's about, and I hope that you if you're going through this, that you can find um a way to get out with the song, by feeling better, uh you know I hope that you can listen to this song and really learn something, right? I mean, there's a lot in there, right? About the emotional abuse and how it's all unresolved emotions and stuff like that. So I hope that, it will push you forward, right? And the next time you're crying, I hope you really, and try to enjoy it, right? Like a bottle of water, right? Like when you're drinking water and sometimes you don't appreciate it, but like if you really just take the time to really enjoy them, because it's a good thing, right? Like I said before, like you realize something maybe that made you sad, but like without that information, um, you wouldn't know, you know? So even though you're crying for something bad, there's a lot of good and positive that can come out of it. And even though this person is hurting you, you realized it, you're going to realize it, and now you can take those actions for yourself to get better and to keep that person away. So, yes, that is what Tears is about. And yeah, so thanks for watching. I think my next video I'm gonna do, because I like just making videos for whatever all my interests, because I want you to get to know me as an artist. I want you to see the different sides to me, besides my music, because my music could be good, but you don't really know anything about me. So why not? Let me show you who I really am, right? Um, and hopefully that makes you enjoy my music more. um, why not, right? I want you to be my fan, and this is who I really am. um, and yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so my next video is going to be I have this old Lego set that I'm gonna make, and that I wanted to complete. So I'm gonna make a video on that. And yeah, so I hope that you enjoy that if you're into that. If you want to get into, toy creation, or you know, enjoy life in that kind of way, then watch my video. I have other videos. I have a music video with toys, right? Um, I think it's a good strategy when it comes to getting fans, right? Because I want my music to be liked by all people, all, ages, and, everyone from young to old. And I really think that, I think my music's good. And so is my voice. Okay, so watch my other videos, get to know me, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Music1AC, and let's see what else. Performancing, performances. I'm planning to. Let's see. Let me pull it up on my phone. So I can't find it, but if you follow me on Instagram, then I will keep you updated, and I'll make a video about it also. But it's this place in Amsterdam, New York City, and it falls on a Thursday. That's what I know for sure. So, if you're interested in seeing me perform, I hope that you'll be there. And thanks for watching, and bye.